Hey everyone, welcome back to the Raptors series, episode 3. This is actually supposed to be episode 4, but I don't know what happened. I accidentally deleted the camera footage and the recording of the gameplay from the last episode. We simcasted a few games, played a few, and made a trade that I'll actually show you right now that we made. Not us personally, but I made a trade on behalf of some teams. So let me show you that real quick. I happened to screenshot it, but the trade was Chris Paul going to the Spurs for Malachi Branham, Devontae Graham in a second, Andrew Wiggins, and a first round top 3 protected, as well as 2 seconds going to the Blazers. And the Warriors are getting back in all this: Jeremy Grant, Malachi Branham, and Devontae Graham. My thought process behind this was the Warriors are pretty bad, and the Blazers are playing a lot better than expected, but I think even they know this isn't sustainable. So they bought in now to get a player that isn't great, isn't going to stay on the team, is a bad contract, but they're able to eat that up because they're not the best and move off Jeremy Grant for a pick. The Warriors, they're kind of struggling, so being able to acquire Jeremy Grant is a really good player for them. He's having a really great season to start. And the Spurs, they're another team that's playing better than expected, but I think they could make a pretty low-risk move, take on that big contract to Chris Paul to make sure that this front court of Wembanyama and Alexander Sarr is working out. So I like that a lot. Something I thankfully did do last episode that I can now do this episode on camera is another trade, and that's going to be with the Thunder. Let me switch to the Thunder real quick. All right, so this is what the trade is going to look like. So I'd have Josh Giddey, a pick, and a second-round pick going to the Nets for Nick Claxton. I know this 2K is once again rating this low value, but in real life, I think this is something that the Thunder would really like. For one, in this sim, Chet Holmgren just went down with an injury that's going to take him out for about 2 months, and their backup is Andre Drummond, who's been playing fine, but I think come playoff time, having Nicholas Claxton as your backup center off that bench would be really great. You get to move off Josh Giddey, who is not a great fit for them, and you only give up one first-round pick. I'm having them give up a first-round pick that isn't too valuable, because even though Claxton isn't that great anymore in real life, he's been struggling in the post-KD Kyrie era of the Nets. I think having someone like him on this Thunder team, we're going to see that version of him that we saw the start of last season in Brooklyn. So, yeah, this is what the first trade is going to be. The second trade I was thinking about having to make that I may wait out on is I think they should get Lauri Markkanen. I know it's something we were all waiting for in real life and didn't happen, but I think that is something that should happen, and I think it would be smart for the Jazz. I already had them. I mean, they got Jalen Duren now. They got a young team. Where's Duren? I guess he's hurt right now. But they got a really young team. Lowry's pretty young. If he's 27, he's not too old. And he's not young either. But it would make a lot of sense in my mind for them to move off of him and kind of capitalize on that value. And so I might have the Thunder make 2 trades here. So this deal would look like the Thunder moving off that Gordon Hayward contract they just got and Pokusevski to the Jazz. The deal would look like, so this is what I think the deal would look like in real life or something close to it. Something that I think would be pretty good for the Thunder that I might actually just have them do back-to-back trades in this episode. But they'd move Gordon Hayward, 2 first-round picks, Pokusevski, and a young player, Najman Tiane, who I think actually has some potential, and a lot of teams around the league would see that. For Lauri Markkanen and basically just salary filler, Jason Preston, Omer Yurtseven, not really important to this Jazz team that has 2 centers and that has Isaiah Collier and Keontae George. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Jazz to kind of focus on being young right now and moving up for Lauri Markkanen for 2 picks, a talented young player, and essentially salary filler makes a lot of sense to me. So, we're going to do this too. So the Thunder now have easily one of the deepest rosters in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous and Casey Wallace at the 1, Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe at the 2. You got Lou Dort and Keontae Johnson at the 3. But you have a lot of players here at your 4, like Aaron Wiggins, even Lowry, Kenrick Williams, and even Jalen Williams who's moved up. So they got a lot of versatility, but you have another star in Lauri Markkanen. You have Chet Holmgren, Nicholas Claxton, and even Andre Drummond when there's injuries. This is a deep, deep team that I think is probably going to make it out the West this year. And the craziest part about it is they still have a lot of draft picks. They still have 2 draft picks in this upcoming draft, 2 draft picks in the next draft. a crap ton of seconds. They don't have any in 2027 anymore. So I just think this was a pretty smart move for them. But as far as we go this episode, I'm probably mainly just going to do sim casting to make it to our first play-in tournament game. I played a game in our last episode that got deleted, and we barely lost to the Celtics in that game. I played this one. It could have... Oh, wait, I didn't play this one. I played this one. It could have gone a lot better. Barrett had a really rough first half. But mainly what I learned from that game is that we're probably going to trade Gary Trent Jr. As of right now, he's injured. And so that's something we're probably going to look at by the end of the episode. As far as teams I think would be interested, I'm mainly looking at the Bucks and the Clippers as two teams that could use a shooter like that. The Clippers are last year's NBA champions, and now they're struggling. I think potentially we could get Bones Highland in a deal. I know in real life they're kind of iffy on him. Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. And with the Bucks, I don't really know what we could be getting back, which is my big question mark there. But I think we are most likely going to be moving off him this episode. He's currently injured, so we're going to, simcast some games, and then after that injury ends, we're going to look at moving him. As of right now, though, yeah, we're down at 2-8. We're having an awful start to the season. We are not playing how I wanted. Thankfully, we have all of our own draft picks, so if this season continues to not go as planned, I can just take it out. But preferably, we're going to turn it around and at least try and qualify for the play-in. But yeah, so we're just going to start simcasting through. All right, here against the Nets, it should be a win for us, and it's looking like it so far. They just made that trade for Josh Giddey. They gave up a lot of their good players, and yeah, we're just going to stomp right through them. That's what I'd love to see. Scotty Barnes, 34 points, a career high, getting to the free throw line. I love that. Quickly drop a three. I mean, look at our big three here, man. This is perfect. Hawkins came off the bench. Cam Johnson's struggling still. Trey Murphy is there. Probably locking up on D even if he's not hitting all those shots. Abaji's not doing a ton with his minutes. Pirtle just not even shooting, but I don't care. Kelly Olynyk is also not shooting, but I don't really care. Let's look at the Nets. I mean, Josh Giddey had a pretty explosive first game for them. Yeah, all right, that's a big win for us. So that's one that we needed to win. This one, I also feel like we should win. Trailblazers would get Mohamed Gay for Duop Reed. I don't think they would do that. Bucks would get Mo Wagner for Brook Lopez. Oh, no. I don't think the Magic would do that. 76ers, this is one we should win. Embiid is just now getting healthy, actually. I think Embiid is still injured, if I'm not wrong. Nope. All right, so Embiid is healthy. Yeah, I won't be too disappointed if we lose this, but it'd be cool to see us win it. If it's close at the end, I'm going to hop in. That's my deal with the Simcast. But, oh, yeah, we're making it a game right now. We're staying in it. Okay, and we're letting them run away now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Scotty had a great game. Quickly, Cam Johnson was finally hitting his shots. Barrett had a bad game. Okay, yeah, this is about as expected. We got cooked by Embiid, DeJounte Murray, and Maxey all just had great games. Same with Ron Holland. He was actually playing really good for them to start this season. Kind of like a perfect draft pick for them. Okay, yeah, and then we'll get to the Mavericks. We'll play out this game. The lineup we're running right now is Quickly, Hawkins, Murphy, Barnes, and Pirtle. I really don't hate this. All right, stay up, Hawkins. We're there. I don't like this matchup with Hawkins on Washington. We got 2 timeouts still if we need one. Tobias Harris. Oh, that shouldn't have been a foul, man. I wanted to get in front of him and I didn't. That's on me. Barnes. Oh, we see Quickly. Open in the corner Quickly for 3. There we go. There we go. That's a big shot, Quickly. That's a big shot. Cross him over. And 1. That's got to be an and 1 there, 2K. That's got to be an and 1 there. All right, I mean, now that we got my lineup in, I want to quickly do matchups. I want Trey Murphy on Luka, and I want Quickly on Kyrie. We should be in these games. Stay up on Exum. I mean, we know it's going to Luka every time. I guess I could have contested a little better, but it's also Luka Doncic, so he wasn't going to keep missing forever. I should have taken that, man. Let's go. Oh, they have to foul. They have to foul. Let's go. Let's go. I actually really love, in an ideal version of him, I really love the fit of Tobias Harris in Dallas. Oh. All right, man. It's OT or we win here. It's OT or they win here. My bad. OT or they win here. I do not think this ball is going to Lively. I do not think this ball is going to Lively. We know where it's going. Oh my gosh, he passes up to Exum. Quickly trips. Man. Luka deferring to his teammate here. Quickly gets caught on the screen. Slips up trying to catch up to him. And it's too open for Exum, man. And I mean, we got 0.3 seconds. I'll use a timeout. See if we can get something. But this is all but over. That's a tough loss. That's a tough loss. I could have done some things better. But also, man, a play like that to end the game, I can't be too upset with the loss. This is a game that I don't think we have any excuse to lose. The Wizards are bad, and they are both in 2K and in real life, so we shouldn't be losing this, and we aren't. We're just running through them, thankfully. This is a game we need to win. Cam Johnson's finding his groove. Quickly still there. Man, this is a good team game. Everybody's getting involved here. Trey Murphy's still struggling since he hit the starting lineup. Maybe it's back to the bench for him. Back-to-back statement wins for us. Scotty Barnes tops his career high again. Quickly great. Barrett isn't shooting too hot, but he still gets the job done. Man, I'm loving what we're getting from our team right now. Especially heading into this Magic game, which, like I said, I'm probably not going to play. But we're gonna make a trade here. All right, so I tried making a deal with the Bucks work, but I don't think it will. This is a deal I'm liking for both sides. We're acquiring Bones Highland and Amir Coffey for Gary Trent Jr., Keita Bates-Diop. Keita Bates-Diop is just kind of player filler because we will have too many players. And as far as the Clippers go, I mean, you're moving on from Bones Highland for a player who's more consistent. You like more in that role. And all you're giving up is a second and Amir Coffey. I think they like this trade a lot. I like this trade a lot. I kind of like the idea of us becoming like the Heat in my sim, where we're the home for misfit toys. We acquire players that aren't always perfect for everybody. Ironic to say, since we acquired two pretty ideal players, but I like the idea of us becoming that in this sim. So yeah, I think this is the deal we're gonna go with, and yeah, I'm going to overwrite it because I think the Clippers would be interested in this in real life. And I think as our GM, I'm very interested in this. So yeah, now the Clippers have Harden, Gary Trent Jr., Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac. That's a very deadly starting five, much like the Thunder. And as far as our lineups go, I'm going to mess with that real quick. So here's what the rotation is going to look like now. I'm tempted to put Cam Johnson back in the starting lineup, but I kind of like the idea of us keeping Trey Murphy here and Cam Johnson being that firepower off the bench. I know he's catching fire and Murphy isn't, but I'm going to rock with it for a little bit more. If next episode the same thing's happening, I think Cam Johnson will earn the starting spot again. But I like us running quickly. Barrett, Murphy, Barnes, and Pirtle. With off the bench, we got Cam Johnson being our main sixth man. Jordan Hawkins getting a lot of minutes. We're going to give Bones about 18 to start, see what he can do in his time. And Kelly Olynyk's going to keep rocking at around 16. You know, I like our depth. I like what we're rocking with here. We got a lot of young assets. Like I said, we're kind of the island for misfit toys in this one. And so, yeah, I think we're just going to keep simcasting to this Pistons game. I said I thought I was going to maybe stop here at this Magic game, especially because we're both 5-10. But I think I actually want to see how we play against the Pistons. And considering we're on a hot streak, I just want to keep it going. I think we got this in the bag. Okay. I mean, yeah, we keep that in the bag. Scotty Barnes, another great game. Bones Highland in 19 minutes drops in 19 points. Getting to the free throw line a lot. Barrett missed all of his three-pointers, but he still got 18 up quickly. Not the most efficient game, it seems, for some of our players, but I want to go look at that box score for the Clippers game and see Gary Trent Jr. came out. That's actually like a pretty ideal Gary Trent Jr. game. 14 points, shot perfect from the three. I think he's going to be a lot happier there. Something I just remembered off the top of my head that we did. I brought back Darko. I didn't like our other coach, and in real life, I think there's a lot of credit that 2K is giving Darko, so maybe I'll bump up his stats. But I kind of like the idea of keeping Darko around, so I'm going to say that we never fired him. And yeah, I mean, we're playing a lot better with him as our coach, so maybe he's the big change. The Heat, this is a game that we should, I don't know if we should win, but I want us to win because this is a team that's going to be in the range of like the spots I want us to fight for in the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, look at this, man. We're terrific game. Barnes 32. He is really having a great season. That's not any different than real life. The Thunder are still great. Got also a really deep team. Mavericks, they may be one that are interested in another trade, but I think it depends on how Tobias plays. He's having a real stinker start to the year. They may be interested in acquiring a more star level 4, and I may help them do that. I think for this episode, that's what I'm going to call it. Like I said, a kind of short episode, or at least it should be. We're better than we started off the episode. We started off episode 2-8. Since then, we've gone 5-2, and we're getting back in the play-in race area. We could definitely pass up the Nets. We're going to start dropping off more. And I think we can pass up the Hawks, the Heat, the Cavs. But yeah, next episode, more trades coming, an actual game coming. But yeah, for now, that's what I'm going to call it. So, peace.